Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Doing good, I hope. Right now, I'm just going to do a quick little talk about a little review, I guess you can call it, on Solo, a Star Wars story, and Rogue One. I don't actually have a copy of Solo. Thank you very much, COVID, but hopefully soon, just to have my collection. Hold on, I got something in my pocket. There. Anyway, yeah, I'll talk about Solo first. First thing I will say, I actually really enjoyed the movie. I know some people sort of had some, like every new Star Wars movie, there's people that have issues with it. Hello, come to visit. I have an assistant, but because it's something that's so iconic, everybody always there's always an issue. Someone's this sucks, this is good, this. Anyway, I personally I thought it was a pretty good movie. I didn't think it was an amazing movie, but it did kind of explore a little bit of the backstory of Han Solo. Not as in depth as I would have liked. It was to me, I found it to be kind of like just a list of all the things we know about Han Solo and just kind of throwing them into a 2 hour window. I think it might have been better as a miniseries as opposed to just a 2 hour movie. Ron Howard didn't wasn't the only director. I think there was three or four different people directing it, but he was the final director, which I think was well deserved because I know he was a big Star Wars fan. Saw in an interview him talking about the first time he saw Star Wars back in '77, and he watched the movie. Him and his wife, I guess. I'm assuming that's who he was with, or girlfriend at the time. And once they watched the movie, they went right back in line and watched it all over again. So he loved it. Anyway, getting back to the actual movie, I like I said, I liked it. I think it was well casted. I think I'm going to say his name wrong. I had to write it down, but I always say it wrong, so I'm just going to say Alden. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name right because I always F it up. Anyway, I thought he was okay as Solo. He wasn't quite as cocky. Mind you, he's a younger Solo. Um, he wasn't quite as suave and smooth and cocky as the Han Solo we know. But he was still, I think he was still well casted, and it was, I think he did a pretty good job. I think it was all right. I thought that Donald Glover as Lando was amazing. I think he was bang on. He sounds like him. He kind of looks like him. They throw in the all his capes, which I thought was kind of funny. I think that was intended to be a little tongue in cheek, but I thought he was excellent. It was perfectly casted. Um, I loved Woody Harrelson in it. I didn't even know he was in it because I don't watch trailers or spoilers. So when he pops up on the screen, I was like, "Holy shit, it's Woody!" And but he could have been played by another actor, maybe not. But I thought he was really good in that role. But he's also a really good actor that we can you see him in Cheers, and then you see him in Natural Born Killers, and you see him in this like he's Zombie Land. He's very versatile, so his character was pretty good in it. Kira by with who's Emily Clark. I don't really know too much about what else she's done because most of my movies that I watch are pre 2000. I like older movies. Not that I don't like newer movies, but most of the movies I watch are older movies. But she was really well. She was good in it. I liked her. I liked how she was. There's always spoilers in these, but the movie's older now. It's not a new movie. Everybody's should have seen it by now if they haven't. So I like how she's a little bit not what you expect at the end. But I do like how he leaves in the beginning and she gets trapped behind, and then is basically the whole movie for the most part is his mission to try and find her, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Um, I like the little switch he does at the end. Um, like I said, there's spoilers, so I don't want to get into. I'm not going to say too much, but it was really good. It kind of showed his character, and the one scene I'm not going to say exactly what scene it was, but he shoots first. I think that was justifying what happened with the re-releases of the originals. But I'm not going to get into those either because I'm going to be doing those probably next week. Um, the only thing, yeah, it was kind of like checking off everything that we already know, which was a little bit disappointing. I think there could have been a little bit more backstory. I did like the romantic. Like I said, he's trying to. The whole story is basically him trying to get back to his girlfriend. But yeah, it was. Where did Chewbacca come from? Okay, there he is. How did he get the Millennium Falcon? Done. How did he meet Lando? Done. He even brought in, he has his little dice, which actually do kind of play, um, they're a little bit symbolic in the movie, so I do actually like those. What else was there? Oh, he brings in the Kessel Run. House. He knows how to play sabak, and it's just all the little things that came along, and they were all just there as ding, ding, ding. Did we get them all? Okay, good. And there's our movie. So there's a lot of things that we already knew that were just kind of on the screen for us to witness, I suppose. A couple things I did like. I liked L337. I liked her whole attitude about droid rights, and I guess you could say DML or DLM, droid lives matter, I guess. But and I'm not poking fun at BLM. Don't send me. I'm all for it. So don't send me nasty comments and say, I don't. I'll just ignore them anyway. I liked Chewie brings the Wookiee slaves. He just kind of sees what's going on. He kind of has that moment where I want to go with him, but I gotta go. I want to go over here, and Han's like, "Go for it, buddy. I'll see you again sometime." So that was pretty cool. A couple of interesting things. I think this is the only Star Wars movie that the aside from like the Ewok movies and like the made for TV stuff, it's the only Star Wars movie that the word Jedi is never said. That's kind of interesting. Um, it was there was a couple other things. What did I got? What did I write down here? I don't have my glasses on, so give me a second. But Christian Bale was actually supposed to play the Beckett character, or he auditioned for it, or he was the first choice maybe, and it did go to Woody Harrelson. It might have been interesting to see how Christian Bale would have done it because he seems to be a lot more serious in his choices as an actor. So I don't know if it would have had the sort of wit and charm that Woody Harrelson brought, but then again, it might have just he probably would have been a lot darker character, but who's to say? Oopsie. But but yeah, who knows? It was but I did like the movie in general. I think oh, another thing too, Harrison Ford said he really loved the movie, enjoyed it a lot, and he deliberately didn't go to the premiere because it was Alden's show, and if Harrison Ford knew if he shows up, well, he's Harrison Ford, and everybody's gonna be like all about him. And what do you think of the movie? And it's gonna be taking away from Alden's moment, and so I think that was a pretty stand-up thing for Harrison Ford to do, to say like, no, this is not me, this is him, and I'll check out the movie at another time. Um, anyway, I think that's all I'm gonna touch on for Solo. Otherwise, this video is gonna go too long. And now I'll just get into Rogue One. This one's gonna be a quick one, but I really like this movie. I think out of them all, out of all the new Star Wars movies, this is easily my second favorite one after The Force Awakens. Just a couple things I thought. I'm just going to jump right into what I got here. I really liked, I think everybody liked K2SO. I think it was a good character, a good droid. It was not like anything we'd already seen. It wasn't C3PO or 2D. It was its own character. He was a little cocky, bit of a smartass. And the one scene where he, and I forgot the character's name, but he hits him in the mouth and tells him to be quiet or something like that. That was actually improvised. That wasn't scripted, and he actually hit him, and the response is 100% genuine. And I thought that was great because it made it in the movie, and it fit the character so well because it was like him saying, "Screw you," and just to be funny. Donnie Yen was amazing in it, playing a blind guy. He has no force talent, like he's got no sort of force abilities, but yet he's in tune with it and he loves it, and he's still kind of like a wannabe Jedi. And I thought he was really good. And then you got to see him do some martial arts. And what's the point of having Donnie Yen in a movie if he's not doing some kung fu shit? So that was pretty cool watching him kick some stormtrooper ass. And he's blind. The character's blind. Forrest Whitaker was good in it. I think at some point every major famous actor, now that Disney owns Star Wars and there's going to be supposedly being a Star Wars project or movie or something coming out at least one a year anyway, I think everybody's going to get a shot in it, whether they're just not like a character in disguise, or if they're right there in front of you. Everybody's going to get a chance to be in Star Wars, I think, and I think everybody probably wants that, sees that as a badge of honor because it's such a well known thing, such a phenomenon in the film industry. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, we had the CGI versions of Tarkin and Leia. I think for what they are, they weren't terrible. I think I don't think seeing Leia was necessary. I think the best thing we could have done is when they handed her the disc with all the information on it, instead of showing her face and they say Hope. I think they could have done it without showing her face and kept a little. Even though we know it's Leia, we know what she looks like. It might have made it a little bit more mysterious than when you see her face, and just for that second, you're just like, ugh. But or just not change it. Just have the actress as she is. You know, it's different actresses, different actors play different, the same characters, and some if it's they look different, they look different, but you know that's who it is, and it didn't pull me out of the movie, but it can be a little distracting. I don't remember the actor's name who played her or who did Tarkin, but Tarkin was a little bit more believable, but he had a lot more screen time than she did. So, but it was kind of cool though to see these characters and basically a whole movie based on an opening crawl of a very famous movie, and every character essentially in the movie, with the exception of the three characters that we know from the past: Vader, Leia, Tarkin, and there might have been a few others. I can't remember, but they every character in the movie is basically a throwaway character. They're just in the movie to die, to get the movie going. Every character is basically a MacGuffin, realistically, and but I still think it's my second favorite of them all. I do like that they used a lot of the unused footage from A New Hope to carry it, just to make it believable. Because I recognize that guy and I recognize that guy, so that was pretty cool. That was kind of interesting. There was something else I was gonna say. I didn't write it down. Anyway, maybe it'll come to me before the end of the video. I do one thing. I think like everybody when this happened, when Darth Vader shows up at the end, like he had already had a couple scenes, but just that when he's trying to retrieve the plans, just where it goes transitions from what would be followed up directly by A New Hope, and you hear his voice and you just see the lightsaber, and it's just, and everybody starts panicking. And I remember when that happened in the theater, everybody started freaking out. Everybody was like clapping and cheering because even though he's a villain and he's a very evil character, he's also so iconic and so loved that when that happened and you see him actually Vader doing evil Vader things, people were just freaked out. I know I was. I was just like, and just that whole scene. I had to go back as soon as I got home. I went on YouTube and found it and had to watch it over and over again a couple times just because it was such a well done scene. And definitely the high point of the movie. And then when they escape and fly away, and he's just standing there, and he just looks so menacing and so pissed off. And then it goes right into the beginning of A New Hope. If you could just literally watch them without any credits, and it would transition almost perfectly. And I also like the idea that they did the hairstyles kind of like 1970s. So if you are watching it chronologically, it's why do they have one hairstyle here, this style, and then suddenly they all look like from the 70s, but it's like they're literally all look the same. So that was a good addition. Um, anyway, I think that's probably all I'm going to say about this right now. Um, Again, I know my reviews are always a little bit rough because I don't really script them. I make a few notes and that's about it. I do it off the cuff. I don't do editing mainly because I'm too lazy to get the programs, and I'm not trying to make money. I'm not monetized, so I don't really care. Anyway, again, I hope everybody's. I say it all the time. I hope everybody's being safe. Let's get through the rest of this COVID. I don't know how you feel about vaccines, whether you're for or against them, but regardless on what side of the fence you're sitting, I'm not judging anybody. Um, if they are helping, let's hope that they clear things up. And if they're not helping. Well, let's just hope things clear up anyway, and we'll see where this goes, and hopefully it won't go on for too much longer. And wish everybody good luck and all the best. And I'll talk to you later. So until the next one, bye.